afternoon and welcome to PMCU's long-standing radio drama, Years of Our Lives. Today, Bill and Faye will pluck up their courage to tell Faye's mother of their love. She is the matriarch of Faye's family. Will she give them permission to marry?
Ah, there you are, Dick and Audrey. Cutting it a bit fine, aren't you? We're on air in 5 minutes.
Don't get your knickers in a knot, Tom. You know we're always on time.
Oh, you just like to fuss. Makes you important.
My job is important. I have to make sure that we start on time, that we fit in all the commercials, that we finish on time. It requires split-second timing.
Yeah, we know. We've all been doing this for the last 30 years.
Where's Harriet?
Oh, you say that every week. Can't you change the script? You say, "Where's Harriet?" and soon as you've said it, she rushes in with some silly excuse.
Sorry I'm late. You wouldn't believe the traffic. It's the tourists, you know. They don't know where they're going. And why do you always get behind slow traffic when you're in a hurry?
You're always in a hurry because you're always late. I've told you before, leave home 5 minutes earlier.
But I do leave 5 minutes early. I've been doing that for years and I'm still late.
Then leave 10 minutes earlier.
10 minutes?
Yes, dear. Try leaving 10 minutes earlier than you usually do.
So, does that mean I have to leave 10 minutes earlier than the time I used to leave? Or 10 minutes earlier than the time I'm leaving now, which is 5 minutes earlier, which would mean I'm actually leaving 15 minutes earlier.
I give up.
Just get here on time.
Okay, everybody, time for a sound check. Sound check, please, Audrey.
Quick brown fox.
Thank you, Audrey. Harriet.
Oh, sorry. I wandered, lonely as a cloud, that...
Yes, you certainly do. Thank you. Again, thank you, Harriet. Dick, you're next.
Developing the next generation of leaders is listed as the top issue for chief executives.
Thanks, Dick. All right, everybody, get ready. We're on air in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon and welcome to PMCU's long-standing radio drama, Years of Our Lives. Today, Bill and Faye will pluck up their courage to tell Faye's mother of their love. She is the matriarch of Faye's family. Will she give them permission to marry?
Oh, Faye, darling, I love you so. Before I met you, my life was nothing. I was without hope, without meaning, without purpose. You have been the light in my darkness.
Oh, Billy, it was the same for me. I was so desperate I was even thinking of joining Senior Citizens. There's only so much time you can fill in with Sudoku and cryptic crosswords. But ever since I saw you in the line at Medicare, everything's been different.
It was fate that brought us together, Faye. I don't usually go in on Tuesdays, but my GP brought my appointment forward that week.
And I usually go in on Fridays, but Mum had one of her turns and I had to stay home. It was meant to be.
Let's hope your mum feels the same. Come on, let's go ask her.
Come in if you're good looking.
Am I?
She always says that. Hello, Mum.
Oh, look what the cat dragged in. Who's the great Gormless Lump?
Mum, this is Billy. You remember I told you about him?
No, you didn't. No one tells me about anything.
This is Billy that I met at Medicare a few weeks ago.
Hello, Mrs. Taylor. It's nice to meet you. Faye's told me so much about you.
Been gossiping behind my back, have you, girl? So what'd she say about me?
Like what a great mum you are, and how bright and sparky you are for your age, and no one would ever believe you were.
Nearly 70, Mum, nearly 70.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
Billy has something to ask you.
Oh, does he now?
Yes, Faye and I have been seeing each other most days now, at Medicare or the optometrist. We've even got our podiatrist appointments at the same time too. We even shop at IGA together.
Spit it out, man.
We've fallen in love and want to get married. Will you give us your permission?
I've been waiting 65 years to get her off my hands. Of course I'll give you permission.
Oh, thank you, Mum. May I call you Mum?
Humph!
Oh, thank you, Mum. Billy, darling, how wonderful. I can't wait to become Mrs. Prendergast.
Prendergast? Did you say Prendergast?
Yes, my parents were Dot and Fred Prendergast.
So, you were adopted?
Why, yes. How did you know?
Because long, long ago when I was young and foolish, I had an affair with a young man, and I can't get my breath. I need a drink of water.
That's not in the script.
Audrey! Audrey!
And now a word from our sponsor.
Like to eat in China and still be home for the late news? Then may we suggest the Golden...
What's going on?
I think she's dead.
Yes, it does seem as though she's dead. And we've still got 5 more minutes of the show.
You'll have to do it.
What?
You'll have to do Audrey's role. You'll have to be Mum.
Oh, no, he can't do that.
Yes, I can. I will rise to the occasion. The show must go on. Our listeners always come first.
What a load of drivel.
Oh, give him a chance, Harry. I want to see what happens.
You know what happens. You've got the script.
It doesn't seem real till we do it on air.
On air in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now we return to Years of Our Lives.
Yes, I was young and foolish and had an affair with a young man.
He deserted me when he knew a baby was coming. I couldn't keep it, of course, and the Prendergasts couldn't have children.
So you really are my Mum?
For all the good it's done me, where were you when I needed a hand?
Now then, Mum. Billy didn't know you were his mum. It's not his fault. Once we're married, he'll give you all the help in the world. Won't you, Billy?
Of course I will. I'll be a good son to you and a good brother to Faye.
Brother? Oh, Billy!
Will the revelation of Billy's birth keep our lovers apart? Tune in next week for another enthralling episode of PMCU's Years of Our Lives.
Phew, that was a near thing.
You did Mum really well, Tom.
Yes, the falsetto was a nice touch. I didn't think you had it in you.
Well, many years' experience, and it all comes in handy, you know.
What do we do about Audrey?
I think Tom should carry on with the part.
No, I mean, what should we do about Audrey?
Well, there's not much we can do. On the way out, I'll get the receptionist to call an ambulance.
So you're happy to carry on as mother then?
Yes, I'll be getting in touch with the executive producer about finding someone to replace me. I'll see you all next week.
How was that for a piece of acting? fooled them completely. I've been trying to get out of this stupid play for years, and they wouldn't let me go. But I've finally done it. I knew that when Tom finally got his teeth into the part, that he wouldn't let it go. But shh, don't tell the others, just yet.
It's strange being here before Tom.
That's probably him now.
Well, hello. Fancy seeing you two here.
Yes, Harriet and I decided the only way to get her here on time was if I picked her up.
And here I am. Makeup's still being done though.
It is radio.
Did you hear about Audrey's funeral?
No, it must have been a rather small affair.
So, are you ready to carry on as mum?
Oh, yes, I told the executive manager that he's going to have to find another episode producer. So I'm very, very keen to continue on as mother, and he agreed. Actually, I'm looking forward to it. I think I've been in the role of a producer for far too long, and it's time to get back and do acting. And Mum's such a great role, full of hidden depths and complexities.
What?
Yes, so many subtleties. I mean, poor old Audrey. I don't like to speak ill of the dead, but poor old Audrey, she just wasn't able to bring them out.
Poor Audrey. You know, when Dick and I arrived here, I had the strangest feeling she was still here with us, right here in the studio.
What?
Yes. Audrey did die very suddenly. She didn't have time to prepare herself. Perhaps her spirit is still here.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. I read this article in the Menopause Monthly about...
It may be Audrey.
Oh, Dick.
Hello, everyone.
Ah! I was right! It's Audrey!
But you're dead.
We saw you die.
And what a magnificent piece of acting it was. Fooled you all.
But why?
Felt like a change. Been playing mum too long. No more challenges. But when I heard that old Tom was going back to acting, I thought to myself, you'll need a new show producer. So I went to the executive producer, and here I am. Now, stop messing around. We're running out of time. Positions, please.
Oh, there you go.
Whoa.
That's us, Tom.
That is true. Now, who would have thought it, eh? Yeah, I don't know. Get up in here.
No time for sound checks. On air in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon and welcome to PMCU's long-standing radio drama, Years of Our Lives. In our past episode, Billy and Faye finally plucked up their courage to tell Faye's mother of their love. Having tried to get her daughter off her hands for the past 65 years, she readily gave them her permission. But in the midst of their celebrations, it was discovered that Billy was Mum's illegitimate child she had given away at birth. That makes him Faye's half-brother. Is their love doomed?
Oh, Billy, you're my brother. No, I'll never be Mrs. Prendergast. I'll have to go back to doing Sudoku and cryptic crosswords. I'll have to join senior citizens.
Oh, darling Faye, I still love you. I'll always love you, and we can still do all those things we've been doing together. You know, going to Medicare or the optometrist, and the podiatrist is used to giving us a double appointment. They wouldn't want to change that, And we don't need to be married to shop at IGA together.
But I want to be married. I've always wanted to be married. I want to, you know.
No, I don't think I do.
What a wet squib! Whatever do you see in him?
I want a bit of hanky-panky.
You want a handkerchief?
No, I want to play hide the sausage.
Sausage?
Billy, she wants to have sex.
Because Mum told me my tongue would fall off if I said the word out loud.
Oh, well, it will. Why do you think I spelt it?
And now a word from our sponsor.
Your car is probably one of the biggest investments
What did
you'll
you do
make.
that for,
So it
Audrey?
makes sense that when it's time
It's
to
not
service
time for
your
a commercial
vehicle,
break.
You'll want someone who is just as passionate about it as you. So that's why people who...
I just had to interrupt. I couldn't stand it anymore. Here you are, supposed to be dealing with some couple's heartbreak. And you're putting as much feeling into it as if you were reading a shopping list.
But we've always done it like this.
And that's the problem. You're all too used to it. You need to break out and make a change. You need to be more like me.
Hang on, Audrey. I've made changes. I've taken over your part, and I'm not doing such a bad job, even if I say so myself. I'm bringing out the subtleties that you've never ever dreamed of.
Subtleties? My foot. You don't know the meaning of the word.
You mean me, don't you? You think I'm not good enough because I'm always late and have to put on my makeup during the play? Well, I was early today.
No, she means me. You've never liked me ever, Audrey, have you? Ever since I told you your knitting was a perfect example of primitive art.
No, I mean all of you. Get your act together. On air in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now we return to Years of Our Lives.
Faye, darling, I'd love to, spell it with you too. But how can we? We're brother and sister.
Only half brother and sister, so perhaps it doesn't count.
Oh, yes, it does. Oh, sorry. Yes, it does, Faye. But then again, it doesn't.
What?
When I was first married, Faye, I wanted a child. I wanted one badly. I wanted a baby to make up for the baby boy I had to give away years before.
Me, Mum.
Yes, you, Billy. But the years went by and nothing happened. I began to despair, but then my husband, Harry, came to me with a confession. He'd been spelling it with another woman. A young, beautiful, unmarried woman. A woman just as I had been. In fact, a woman very, very much like me. And she had become pregnant.
With me, Mum.
He really is a damp squib. Are you sure you want him?
Oh, yes, Mum. He may be damp, but he's the only squib I've got.
Okay, where was I?
A young, beautiful woman.
Oh, yes. Well, I was deeply hurt at Harry, spelling it with someone else. But at the same time, my heart went out to the young woman. I had been in her position. Mrs. Prendergast had saved me by taking my baby. Perhaps I could save that young woman by taking her baby.
So, I have another brother? Or a sister?
You and Billy deserve each other. No, Harriet, the baby was you.
Me? So, you're not my mum after all?
Oh, no, dear. Although I have always loved you as my very own daughter.
Faye, darling, you know what this means. We're not even half brother and sister. We can get married after all.
Oh, Billy, how wonderful! But, Mum, who was my other mother?
Was Faye's birth mother Mum's identical twin sister? Are Faye and Billy still genetically half brother and sister? Tune in next week for another enthralling episode of Years of Our Lives.
Another one. Mission accomplished.
Thank goodness that's over. Talk about a damn squib. I've seen better acting in a public service announcement. I'm going to take you three in hand and I'm going to give you lessons on the techniques of radio acting.
What do you mean? Give us acting lessons. We've been doing this as long as you have.
I've been doing it for longer. Actually, I got you your job.
I liked you better when you were dead.
That gives me an idea. May I borrow your knitting for a moment?
Sure. But why?
Yes, just perfect.
I say, Dick, that's rather bold.
It was a desperate situation, Tom. Boldness was necessary. Could you really take another 10 years of Audrey telling us what to do?
Oh no, that's a dreadful thought. But are you sure she's really dead? She wasn't last time. Let me check if she's breathing. No, it's all right. She's not breathing.
We better make sure we call an ambulance this time. Last time we walked out on her. No wonder she was cranky with us.
I'll get the girl on reception to do it.
You know, I really don't want an ambulance or police poking around here. They might pick up on what's happened. Let's take her out to reception and pretend she's had one of her turns.
Okay, ready? And up we go.
Oh, stop! Stop, stop!
What?
We need another producer.
What?
Well, Audrey's dead. We need another producer. Tom and Audrey have had a go. I think it must be my turn. I'd really like that.
You can't be a producer, Harriet.
You're always late.
I was here early today. I was here before you were. I was 10 minutes early.
That's because I brought you.
We'll talk about it later, okay?
At the moment, we've got a bigger problem to solve. So focus on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Get an ambulance!
Audrey's had one of her turns.
Are you all right, Audrey? Breathe